you go live, you're live with their commentary. So, okay, but only record, Jen. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're live.
Well, 'tis the season for giving, but today it's all about taking the 3 points for Hampton and Richmond and Weston-Super-Mare. When the two sides met in the West Country back in September, the spoils were shared in a 1-1 draw, but the Beavers were left wondering how on earth they didn't collect all three. But this came at a time when Mel Gwinnett's side weren't getting the results their performances deserved. But things are going swimmingly at the moment. In a run starting in October, it's been 14 games on the spin without defeat for them. The Beavers, unsurprisingly, have a spring in their step, and perhaps the likes of Ben Seymour and Mason Bloomfield will give the Western players a super mare before Christmas. I'm Jackson Cole, and alongside me for Hampton Richmond's YouTube watch-along is Lyle Anthony Golding and Julie Anderson. How are you both?
Not too bad today, Jackson. It's obviously a bit chilly. It's that season, but we're doing well, Julia.
Yeah, we got the music to amp us up. I'm ready to go.
Well, I think for Christmas in this country, it's actually quite nice to have. Like, yeah, I'm sure you're used to a lot different, a lot hotter. Yeah, I'll take you through the two teams. I'll start with the visitors, Weston-Super-Mare. So in goal is Max Harris, then there's Jason Pope, Jordan Bastin, Jacob Kane, the captain Lloyd Humphreys, Samuel Avery, Robbie Wilmot, James Dude, Rex Mannings, James Morton and Ruben Reed. The substitutes are Kieran Thomas, Luke Purnell, Marlon Jackson, Alex Fletcher and Opanin Edwards. As for Hampton and Richmond, Mel Gwinnett has made 2 changes from the side that drew 0-0 at National League South leaders Yeovil last weekend. Mason Bloomfield and Isaac Pitblado coming in for Rob Hall and Sam Dreyer. So at the start it's Adam Desbois in goal, then Jordan Thomas, Rory Donaldson, Luis Fernandez, Ben Seymour, the captain Jake Gray, Sam Deadfield, George Hunt, Dan Wishart, Isaac Pitblado and Mason Bloomfield. The substitutes are Rob Hall, Alfie Whittingham, Sam Dreyer, Dominic Ravan and Joshua Anafuos. The referee this afternoon is Josh Crofts and his assistants are Redmond Egan and Christopher Stobart. So before we get into today's match, I thought we could talk about, as it is the final home game of 2023 for the Beavers, our favourite moments involving Hampton and Richmond in this calendar year. So Julia, you've not been with us for a very long time, so I will start with you so you can get yours in early.
Yeah, I started coming at a great time just at the start of their 14
game unbeaten run.
Unbeaten run, yeah. So I'd go with my first game, which was the 4-3 Captain Jake Gray with the winner in the last moment of the game. I mean, memorable and definitely a hard first game to top.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam Desbois saving a penalty at 3-3. That was certainly one of the best games I've covered for Hampton and Richmond. And yeah, what about you, Lyle?
I mean, for me, especially coming in, I came in right at the turn of this year when things were still a bit rocky, but we're beginning to see things turn around under, of course, Mel Gwinnett. But for me, it's the moment when we secured safety in this division last season. I remember we were over in that stand, and the moment that the goal went in, it was like a huge sigh of relief from everyone, and it gave that feeling that, okay, now we can build on, we can continue to move forward and grow with Mel Gwinnett, and that's exactly what we've done so far this season.
Yeah, I'm going to go for, it's kind of two, but I'm going to go for the hiring of Mel Gwinnett. That was back in January. I think back to where we were a year ago. It was a bit before both of your time, but it was just, things were a bit uncertain. Hampton and Richmond were right in the middle of a 12-game run without a win over the winter months, and also there was certain fears about the direction of the club upstairs. I think when the Petruzos came in, bought the club about a year ago to the day, the club was in quite bad financial trouble, and then they got in Mel Gwinnett, and while the results didn't come straight away, you kind of saw from the first few games what he was trying to do with the team. And then during the spring, the results did come, and well, one of the best results was a 2-0 win at home to Dulwich, who are our local rivals. because that's, well, even though they are quite far away from us, they are technically our local rivals. And Adrian Clifton, our lone player, they say never fall in love with the lone player, but I fully fell in love with this lone player. He scored an absolutely brilliant effort for about 25 yards from goal. I'm just looking at the very spot. It's like it happened yesterday where he like fired it into the top corner. So I'm going for Mel Gwinnett coming in, and the game where our win against Dulwich last season.
Mate, that game against Dulwich was the first game that I came to. I hadn't begun working yet, but we were there as a fan, right behind Jackson. And when Adrian Clifton took it on the volley, you just saw it loop in. Absolute beautiful goal. And it's a memory that will live in my mind for quite some time.
Absolutely, and hopefully there'll be many more memories to come. And well, with the amount of star players we've got in our ranks, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more. So we've done favourite moment of 2023. How about our standout players of the season so far? I'll go to you, Julia, first again.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, again, I'm a bit of a newbie. I'm going to go with Ben Seymour, because I do believe he has scored in every game I've been at. And is he still at the 100% penalty?
Yeah, well,
right?
Let's not talk about our penalty record last season. We missed a lot of penalties. It probably wouldn't have been in a relegation battle if we'd scored half of them. But
I think he should.
yes, he is not.
But since I started.
Yeah. So no pressure to Ben Seymour if he's listening.
Yep.
Not that he would be, because he's probably getting his game face on right now. And Lyle, how about you?
For me, I'm going to have to go with Adam Desbois in goal. The first game of the season, you said it was about half an hour before kickoff, was when Alan Julian went down with an injury, and to be thrust into the starting lineup at the beginning of a season and have the team not miss a beat is extraordinary. He's been so good, so composed, penalty saves, last-ditch saves. I think overall, the best praise that you can give him is that some people around this ground have almost forgot that we don't really have Alan Julian around, which is, Alan Julian is such a good goalkeeper, but Adam Desbois has been absolutely fantastic, and I think he especially deserves a shout-out.
Yeah, he's only had 5 clean sheets this season, Adam Desbois, but stats don't always paint a full picture when analysing performance on a football pitch, because yes, he has made some very crucial saves. You talk about the Dartford game at 3-3. He saved a penalty, and well, the game would have gone very, very differently had that gone in. I think Jake Gray's goal probably wouldn't have happened, that'd be fair to say, if we were 4-3 down. And yeah, well, they're both very good suggestions, but I'm going to go for Mason Bloomfield as well. It's kind of same reason with Ben Seymour. Him and Ben have such a good understanding up front. They're both like quite contrasting styles. Ben's the one that runs down the channels. Mason is the one who holds the ball up, brings midfielders into the game, and it just works between them. It's like, I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson used to say about Dwight York and Andy Cole.
Yep.
They didn't really work on their partnership, it just clicked like that. And it's kind of similar with Ben Seymour and Mason Bloomfield, and they are, unsurprisingly, our 2 top goal scorers for the season. Ben Seymour with 10 in all competitions, 8 in the National League South. Mason Bloomfield with 7 this season. Yeah, so we've gone through Hampton and Richmond while we're still waiting for both teams to come out, kick off about 7 or 8 minutes away. I thought we could just move to a different level of the game, the Premier League. Obviously earlier today, Manchester United having another game to forget. 2-0 defeat at West Ham. We won't go into that in depth, Lyle, because I know you are a fan of the Red Devils, but it's a bit of a different season in the Premier League. The title race, Man United not really involved in it, but it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think Aston Villa are sort of the highlight of everybody's season so far, and how well they're doing. Unai Emery's done a fantastic job, and they are right in the thick of it. But overall, I think there's a level of competitiveness this season that we've seen it somewhat in recent years, but I think it's just been taken up a notch. And overall, you're just seeing a lot of results that you really wouldn't see in previous years. Man City struggling as much as they are is a shock to everyone. But I mean, I think we're really in for a really good second half of the Premier League season. Not me, of course, being a United fan, but you know, take that on the chin.
In case you didn't see that, that was Julia touching some wood. Julia, who is a Liverpool fan, which is a good team to support, I must say. What are your thoughts on the title race?
I mean, as a Minnesotan, honestly, you kind of learn to be pessimistic and just expect your team to do the worst. But Liverpool is overperforming for what people's expectations were, so no complaints. Obviously, it was a bit of a stinker last week against
yeah.
Man United, but you know, today made me feel a little bit better. We won't bring it up too much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
No, I am. The competition is exciting because it's honestly boring every year just seeing Man City run away with it. So hopefully it stays competitive. But again, I just knocked on wood because I'm not feeling all that confident that they're not just going to become robots and go on a run.
Well, yeah, I must say I wasn't too bored seeing Liverpool win pretty much every week for a few seasons. But yes, it is quite exciting. I'm still very surprised that Liverpool are where they are. I think they're a bit short in midfield and even in defence. I think Van Dijk and Alisson have had to do a lot of heavy lifting this season for the defence. But yeah, can I push both of you for who's going to win the Premier League?
Arsenal for me.
Arsenal,
as much as I hate to say it, I think that this season Declan Rice has made a world of a difference, and you can sort of sense it a bit that there's something different about them when you watch them this season. Declan Rice obviously has brought steel composure to that midfield, but I kind of just get that feeling about them this year. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Arsenal. Julia?
As much as I hate to say it, I do just think that Man City's gonna. I feel like I know they're underperforming even compared to what they've done previously, but they've done this in previous seasons of making us think they're human, having a couple games where it's a little off, and then all of a sudden they win 10 in a row. And it's just Arsenal. I don't think they're performing as well as last year. It's just the fact that other teams are performing better. So. Hate to say it, but...
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be Arsenal, but we'll have to wait and see because both teams are out on the pitch. We talked about that goalless draw between Liverpool and Man United last night. Anfield famously quiet last weekend, but no such sign at the Bev. Very good atmosphere at Beverley Stadium. Plenty of fans have made it in what is our final home game of 2023, our final game before Christmas. Hampton and Richmond are wearing their navy blue strips, so it's navy blue shirt, navy blue shorts, and navy blue socks. As for Weston-Super-Mare, they're wearing an all-white strip. White shirts, white shorts, and white socks. I'll take you through the teams once again. For Weston-Super-Mare, it's Max Harris in goal. Then it's Jason Pope, Jordan Bastin, Jacob Kane, Lloyd Humphries, the captain, Samuel Avery, Robbie Wilmot, James Dude, Rex Mannings, James Morton, and Ruben Reed. The substitutes are Kieran Thomas, Luke Purnell, Marlon Jackson, Alex Fletcher, and Openin Edwards. As for Hampton Richmond, it's Adam Desbois in goal. Then it's Jordan Thomas, Rory Donaldson, Luis Fernandez, Ben Seymour, Jake Gray, Sam Deadfield, George Hunt, Dan Wishart, Isaac Pitblado, and Mason Bloomfield. Substitutes are Rob Hall, Alfie Whittingham, Sam Dreyer, Dominic Ravan, and Joshua Anafuos. The referee is Josh Crofts, and his assistants are Redmond Egan and Christopher Stobart. So the Hampton and Richmond players just doing a final warm-up before we get underway at Beverley Stadium. And I like to do this. Can we get a score prediction from both of you for this afternoon?
I'm going 3-1.
To Hampton and
Richmond, yeah, sorry.
Okay, nice and optimistic then.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Hampton.
2-0 win for Hampton and Richmond. I'm going to go for 3-0 to Hampton and Richmond. I'm fancying another Adam Desbois clean sheet after his good efforts against Yeovil, keeping a clean sheet against the favourites for the title, and his heroics against Southend in the FA Trophy 2 weeks ago. Now the referee's just tossing his coin with Jake Gray, the Beavers captain, and Lloyd Humphries. Now that's been done, and we'll wait and see who it is that's starting the game. It's going to be the away side. Number 8, James Dude, is going to be standing over the ball. And yes, it looks like it's a classic 4-4-2 for Hampton and Richmond. Bloomfield and Seymour up top. This is the first time they've started together since our win over Chippenham Town 4 weeks ago. Bloomfield making a return in the second half against Yeovil last weekend. Referee just getting his watch ready, and off we go. Hampton and Richmond against Weston-Super-Mare. at the Bev. Good chest down by Ruben Reed down to his teammate Rex Mannings. Mannings has the ball on the left-hand side. Jordan Thomas is jockeying him. Mannings managed to get the cross in, but Luis Fernandez was there to clear it out for, I think it is a corner kick.
Yep, early corner for the away side. Bright start immediately going, looking for the big number 19, Ruben Reed, as the corner comes in.
Oh, and it's headed just wide. Well, that was a very good early chance inside the opening minute for the away side. It was a header at the near post from number 6, Sam Avery. And, well, that is not the start we wanted from a Hampton and Richmond perspective.
Yeah, he's sort of just ghosting it at that near post. He really should have been doing better there. Sam Avery was pretty much a free header, and it's gone just wide of Adam Debois' near post. So
I think Adam Debois would have had it covered if it went on target, but it was a little bit too easy there for the away side. So the goal kick is taken. Avery beats Bloomfield to the header, but it's out for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond on the right-hand side. It's thrown to Jordan Thomas, who is tackled there in midfield. A bit scrappy. Ball is played out right to Jake Gray. Lovely nutmeg on Bastin. And Hampton and Richmond are appealing for a corner, and they have got it. Sam Avery, who was adjudged to have touched the ball last, is outraged at the referee, but the referee's decision is final, so Hampton and Richmond now have a chance to break the deadlock.
fantastic work right there from Mason Bloomfield up top.
It's going to be Sam Deadfield who takes the corner kick. It's actually Sam's birthday on Wednesday on the 27th, so hopefully he can provide a present for one of Hampton Richmond's players. The corner is taken in. It's headed away partially. Still not fully cleared away by the away side. As Isaac Pivlado is scrapping for the ball and he hooks it back in towards Seymour. His header doesn't quite find Bloomfield, so it's booted away by the visitors, who are actually on the attack. It's Ruben Reed against Dan Wishart. Little nudge there by Wishart on Reed. Well, it was Reed is almost pleading innocence there. Is he trying to suggest it wasn't a foul by Wishart?
I think he was asking for a yellow card initially.
Which is a risky game to be playing.
Yeah, well,
I think he was asking for a yellow.
Yeah, you're not really supposed to do. You're not supposed to gesture. The PGMOL saying at the start of the season they're going to be clamping down on things like that, but the referee has not taken any further action.
Hopefully Howard Webb is not watching.
Yeah. He's got a lot on his plate, Howard Webb, given the standard of refereeing in the Premier League. Anyway, it's a free kick on the left-hand side. It's going to be whipped in. It is now. Oh, Jordan Thomas got the header, and he inadvertently forced Adam Debois into a stunning save there. It is a corner to Weston-Super-Mare.
Tell you what, Thomas had to get something on it, but it was just one of those into a terrible, terrible area. And Thomas got the header on it, and it was a fantastic save from Adam Debois, sprawling to his left. It's going to be a corner kick, though.
Which has now been taken. It's clipped into the center. Reed gets his head on the ball, but it drifts comfortably wide of goal. So it's a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond.
I'll tell you what, in the early stages, we've seen a lot of Ruben Reed, 35 years old, a bit of a journeyman in football. He's played at League 2 level with Forest Green, so he's going to be a player to watch out for. But you can see always when they get on the ball, they're looking to get it into his feet, get it into his chest, and play off of him. So could be one to watch out for in terms of the Weston-Super-Mare team.
Yeah, if I think back to our game at Weston-Super-Mare, he did hit the crossbar with a looping effort over Adam Debois, so he is a threat that Hampton and Richmond know about. Debois' goal kick is met by Humphreys, headed back in by Jordan Thomas. Clip ball by George Hunt, doesn't quite find Ben Seymour. Now it's with Bastin, who, well, his attempted pass down the line almost hits us in the gantry, so it's a throw in to Hampton Richmond just inside Weston-Super-Mare's half. It's Thomas who's aiming for Bloomfield. Bloomfield takes it down very well with his thigh. Now he works some space for himself down the road. Rory Donaldson is appealing for a handball. It's only a corner that's been given. Bit of afters between Avery and Donaldson. Donaldson is still pleading for a penalty kick for Hampton Richmond, but the referee is not interested. It's just a corner to the Beavers. Should be taken by Sam Deadfield. Whips it in with that left boot. Rory Donaldson gets it. It's Jordan Thomas. Oh, and it's cleared off the line by, I think it's number 11, James Morton, but that was heading straight for the top corner from Jordan Thomas.
It was a gorgeous little touch from Rory Donaldson to just lay it off into the path of Thomas. Really important block from Weston-Super-Mare.
Corner has been taken quickly. It's Jake Gray who passes it in low. It's cleared away. Dan Wishart has it. He hooks it back outright to Sam Deadfield, who lays it off for Jake Gray, who will get the crossing again. It's blocked very well, though, by a Weston-Super-Mare player. It's now with Sam Deadfield. Plays it to George Hunt. Good one-touch passing by Hampton Richmond. Here's John Thomas. Plays it in with his left foot. Now it's Donaldson. Takes a shot. Great save. Still in the box with Louis Fernandez. His pass is just slightly miscued, so Weston-Super-Mare are able to clear the ball away. Although it's just gone straight out play for throw-in, which will be taken by Jordan Thomas. Very intricate play there by Hampton and Richmond.
This is more like it, more what we're used to seeing from the Beavers, and it looks like that those two corners they just took right in a row were both low. It will be interesting seeing if that's what they continue to try for.
Yep, unfortunately they have lost possession. It has gone out of play for a throw-in to the away side. About 20 yards out, or 25 yards out from Weston-Super-Mare's goal. It's thrown in. Louis Fernandez plays it towards Bloomfield, who looks to find Ben Seymour, does find him. Now is Rory Donaldson in the box. Angle is a bit tight, tries to cross in, it's well blocked. Mason Bloomfield does well
fantastic.
to outmuscle the Weston-Super-Mare man. Oh no, here's Ben Seymour, what a shot! And it's gone in! Hampton Richmond are 1-0 up, 7 minutes on the clock. And it's Ben Seymour with his 11th goal of the season. A brilliantly taken volley. Hampton Richmond 1, Weston-Super-Mare 0.
The Julia record continues. When she's here, Ben Seymour scores. I'll tell you what, initially I thought maybe there was a chance he was offside, and the referee is actually going across to his assistant as the Weston-Super-Mare players have surrounded him.
They were adamant that I couldn't tell if they thought it went out or if he was offside. It seemed like they were fighting for both things at first.
Well, someone on Weston-Super-Mare's coaching staff has all made his way. Oh, he's been given a yellow card. Can't quite make out who it is from where we're stood.
Mate, he's made a beeline to the assistant referee all the way down the touchline, and I'm assuming he gave him an earful.
I think that's exactly it. So, well, as things stand, Hampton Richmond are still 1-0 up, but I think the referee is going to take his time with his assistant.
And I'll tell you what, just to go back to the goal, it was a ball over the top, and Ben Seymour just found himself in acres of space right on the edge of the 6-yard box. And I'll tell you what, the finish there,
wow, the goal has been given.
The goal is given, thankfully, but it's a really good finish from Ben Seymour.
They were already, the Weston-Super-Mare team, it seemed like they stopped playing. They just left Ben Seymour unmarked because they just really thought that, I don't know, the ref was going to blow the whistle, but just as you learn as a child,
yeah, play to the whistle.
To the whistle.
3 players still around the referee from Weston-Super-Mare, but there's not much point arguing. They are really not over this, Weston-Super-Mare. The Weston-Super-Mare manager, Scott Bartlett, having 1 or 2 words to say to the referee from a distance, but play does resume. The ball is now with Lloyd Humphrey, so almost 2 minutes after Ben Seymour first put the ball in the net, we are finally underway again. Hampton Richmond are a goal to the good. Yeah, Weston-Super-Mare, they've got to keep their heads now, and well, they're passing the ball around very nicely at the moment. So with their right back, who crosses it in deep towards number 10, Rex Mannings. It does actually make its way to him. Now it's Wilmot, crosses it in, headed away by Sam Deadfield. Bloomfield then takes it down very well, looks to find Ben Seymour down that channel. Ben Seymour might get there. Oh, it's firm tackle, but a fair one by Avery, but it's only as far as Jake Gray.
Seymour's slow to get up.
He is. He's moving a little gingerly at the moment. We'll monitor that. Jordan Thomas has been penalised there for a foul on Robbie Wilmot. Jordan Thomas just kicking the ball away, and it hit Wilmot.
He's having a word with Scott Bartlett, because since the goal had eventually been given, he has not stopped going at the referee down just below us.
It is a free kick to the away side, about 5 yards into Hampton Richards' half, which has been taken. Jordan Thomas trying to dispossess number 10, Mannings. It's gone out for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond. It's now been taken. It's with Thomas on that right-hand side. Clips it long towards Ben Seymour, finds him. Oh, it's a bad pass there by Bastin, but he does get a bit of a let-off. He's given away again, though, to Jake Gray. Now it's Bloomfield. Plays it back to Seymour on this right-hand side. Great pass inside to Bloomfield, who has time on the ball, looks to find Jake Gray. Ball is intercepted, and it's a free kick to Weston-Super-Mare for a handball. I did not see a handball there. Maybe that handball that Weston-Super-Mare were demanding about 4 minutes ago before Ben Seymour put Hampton and Richmond in front has finally been given to them. Yeah, a bit of a strange one by the referee, who has found himself at the centre of the drama in these opening 11 minutes at Beverley Stadium. And ball played by James Morton has just drifted out of play for a Hampton Richmond throw, and Jordan Thomas takes it quickly and plays it back to Desbois, who clips it out towards Rory Donaldson, but it's met by number 2, Jason Pope. Well, that's a good ball to the right back, but Dan Wishart doing an excellent job of shepherding the ball out for a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond.
I'll tell you what, so far in this game already, you can see when the Beavers get the ball on the floor, especially down on this right side, the combination play between Jake Gray, Ben Seymour, Mason Bloomfield is really, really good when they put those passes together. So I think that if we continue the way that we are now, it won't be long before we get some more opportunities.
Yeah, 1-0 to Hampton Richmond, a goal in the 7th minute by Ben Seymour, but that's not the half of it. The goal controversial, according to the Weston-Super-Mare camp. They think there may have been a handball, possibly an offside in there as well, but Ben Seymour, when he was given the chance, made no mistake on the volley, slotting it past Max Harris, the Weston-Super-Mare goalkeeper. There have been plenty of chances for both teams before that goal happened, and there's been quite a lot of frosty words at the referee this afternoon from Weston-Super-Mare, not Hampton Richmond. They've been good as gold so far in terms of discipline. Ball clipped forward by Humphreys towards Ruben Reid. Dan Wishart gets his head on the ball first. It's now with Pope. He's tackled by Sam Deadfield. And now it's Rory Donaldson who collects the loose ball, plays it back to Isaac Pitblado, who is again playing at centre-back as he did against Maidstone. Did very well in that role, so no surprise to see him played there again. But we do have Dominic Ravan at our disposal now, signed on a 28-day loan from Barnet. That could be made into a permanent deal if things go well. Good play between Thomas and Jake Gray, and Jake Gray's cross is gathered quite easily by Max Harris, but again, more intricate stuff from the Beavers. Ben Seymour scoring against a club he used to represent. In 2017, he was on loan at Weston-Super-Mare, made 8 appearances, didn't score any goals, but he's got one against a former club he used to play for. So maybe a bit of revenge from Hampton Richmond's number 9, who's settled in so well since signing in the summer. Ball is now with Jordan Bastin, plays it down the line to Mannings. Well, that's a good pass by number 11, Morton. That's now on the right-hand side. The cross comes in, aiming for Reid. It's Mannings who gets the ball on the volley, but it's pretty high over Adam Desbois' goal.
I'd be interested to see after this game what 19 Ruben Reid's stats are, because he's already been covering a lot of ground. I've seen him on the left side, the right side. He seems to be kind of their every man.
Yeah, and he's a well-built chap. He doesn't look like the type of player that would zip down the wings, but yeah, he's very athletic as well as very strong. So I'm sure Fernandez and Pitblado will have to be on their A game against the number 19 for the Seagulls. Goal kick has now been taken. The ball is at the feet of George Hunt. Plays it to Jake Gray, who's in a central area. Jake Gray plays it to Ben Seymour, who has a chance for his second. Good save by Harris. The Weston-Super-Mare goalkeeper was low to the goalkeeper's right, but he did well to save it with his feet. Hampton Richmond take the throw in quickly. It's with Ben Seymour. Clips it in. Oh, and it's just over Max Harris, and it has drifted out of play, but, well, Ben Seymour, he had his Weetabix this morning.
I'll tell you what, Hampton are cooking at the moment. George Hunt, the play in the middle is just sensational. Just breaks the lines brilliantly, gets it into Jake Gray, and from there, you know he can pick a lock, gets it into Ben Seymour. It's right down the middle, to be fair. It was a decent effort from him. You know that he can find the corner in those situations, but like I said, the Beavers are cooking at the moment.
It was hard to tell if Max Harris, if he was just that confident was going to go out, or if he just didn't think he was going to get to it, but that was close from this angle.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was very confident because he didn't look, his like figure didn't look very dignified as the ball looped in. Ball played long to Mannings. Good tackle by Jordan Thomas. He had to make it, otherwise Mannings would have been through on goal against Adam Desbois.
I'll tell you what, as good as Jordan Thomas is going forward, that aspect of his game I think is a bit underrated. He's a very, very good defender, great in the cover, he's got good pace, and in that situation he had to get there.
Throw-in has now been taken. It's with Bastin, plays it back to James Dude. Now it's Wilmot, plays down the line to Mannings, up against Jordan Thomas, who denied him that goal-scoring opportunity, and that's surely gone out there. Yep, linesman has signalled, so it is a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, deep in to the Hampton Richmond half on the right-hand side. 16 minutes on the clock. Hampton Richmond 1, Weston-Super-Mare 0 is the scoreline. Weston-Super-Mare manager Scott Bartlett still smarting from that opening goal scored by Ben Seymour, having a go at both the referee and his assistant. But Weston-Super-Mare's players look like they have calmed down. They've got on the ball well in these last few minutes, and it's now with number 11, Morton. Now Avery, who had a very good chance to open the scoring inside the opening minute, heading just wide of goal from a corner. Ball clipped long towards Dude, but a bit too far in front of him, so Adam Desbois gathers it and sprays it out left to Dan Wishart, who is motoring down that left-hand side, plays it out further out left to Rory Donaldson. And now is Sam Deadfield. Oh, great pass inside. Rory Donaldson will get there before the ball goes out, crosses it in. Oh, and I think it was a good recovery challenge by the Weston-Super-Mare defender because the cross just went straight into the arms of Harris.
It's just in those little moments so far in this first half where you think a Hampton player is closed down with no angles and they just find a way to wriggle around it and get the pass in, and you can see it's definitely work on the training ground that's paying off, because at the moment we're playing some really nice stuff.
Yeah, Rory Donaldson with 4 goals this season, 2 of them coming in our 2-1 victory at home to Hemel Hempstead 3 weeks ago. Well, that's a good tackle by Hemel Hempstead. It's now with number 4, Jacob Kane, plays it to Ruben Reed. It's back to Kane. Now it's on the right-hand side. Rory Donaldson is standing the Western player up well. Now here's Morton. The visitors are still on the ball. It's with Pope. Cross has now come in. Oh, it's a good cross, and it's an equaliser for Weston-Super-Mare. It's number 10, Rex Mannings, who got his foot on the ball. Great cross in from that right-hand side, and Mannings just volleyed it in. Low pass, Adam Desbois' right. It's Hampton Richmond 1, Weston-Super-Mare 1.
It's been a couple of times already, sorry to cut you off, Julie, in this first half where they've gotten out wide and played the ball into a dangerous area, and that time it was just a player getting right in front of Jordan Thomas for a good finish.
Yeah, I was just going to say very similar. You can't say they haven't deserved it so far. They've had quite a few good chances. They've linked up well going forward. We've both looked good going forward, but a little bit shaky on the defense.
Yep, and play does resume. It's Luis Fernandez who looks to find Bloomfield, but the ball has gone straight out of play. Yes, as good as Hampton Richmond have looked, the away side have responded very well to their early setback.
And so far in the first half, they have tried very often to go long, get crosses into the box. Obviously, Isaac Piblado, not a natural centre half, and Luis Fernandez is going to have his hands full. Well, they both are really in trying to deal with these aerial passes. As Weston-Super-Mare playing it around really well at the moment.
Good tackle there by Mason Bloomfield on Bastin, but it is a throw-in to the away side. Jordan Bastin getting away from Jake Gray this time, playing it back to Avery, who will play it long. Header is met by George Hunt. Oh, a bit of a collision there between Bloomfield and number 4, Jacob Kane. Dan Wishart is motoring into the box.
That's definitely a foul.
Yeah, he's clipped to the ground by number 5, Lloyd Humphreys, and it's a yellow card for the Weston-Super-Mare captain. A great run by Dan Wishart, and if he wasn't clipped in the box, or just outside the box, sorry, he'd have been surely in to get a shot in on goal. Dan Wishart is still searching for his first goal for Hampton and Richmond.
The referee has just called for attention for one of the Weston-Super-Mare players. I think he might just be bleeding a bit from the face, which would mean he has to come off. He might have been in a collision in the area challenge with Mason Bloomfield, who, as we know, is an absolute unit. So hopefully for Weston-Super-Mare, the player is all right to continue.
I think Kane, he headed the ball onto Mason Bloomfield's head and then collided with Bloomfield. So, yeah, it's a bit of a double whammy of pain for the Weston-Super-Mare number 4, but he is just receiving treatment, having a few, looks like bits of cotton put up his nose by Weston-Super-Mare's physio. But this is a very good position for Hampton and Richmond. A free kick about 3 yards outside of the penalty box, slightly in a central area, but slightly more to the left. Sam Deadfield and Jake Gray are stood over the wall, as is Dan Wishart, who, even though he's not scored for Hampton Richmond, we know he's got a cannon of a left foot.
I think it's one of those free kicks where it's so close to the 18-yard box that it's that much harder to get it up and down over the wall. So you heard Mel Gwinnett just giving some instructions to the 3 players at the back post, Pit Blado, Fernandez and Bloomfield, just to peel off at the edge to give that extra option for the pass. But I do think it's going to be either a Jake Gray or Sam Deadfield shot on goal here.
Yeah, if you want to shoot, you kind of want it 5 yards further back. That's an ideal distance. So they might do something a little creative here, as it is so close to the edge of the box. As I said, it's Gray, Deadfield and Wishart stood over it. Ben Seymour
kind of going back and forth behind the wall there.
Yeah, Seymour is in space to the right of the wall, and if a simple pass to him, that would put him in on goal. Anyway, Dan Wishart has walked away. It's Gray and Deadfield stood over the ball. Seymour in support. It's Deadfield. Oh, and it's just wide of goal. It is a goal kick, but Max Harris was scrambling to his left of the post. Sam Deadfield's low free kick just wide of goal.
That was a good attempt. I mean, I feel like you kind of have to go low because they are a squad. Weston-Super-Mare is a squad of some strongly built men.
Yeah.
They, barring Mason Bloomfield, I mean, they make a lot of our players look a little bit smaller. So I think that is going to have to be the play for those set pieces.
Goal kick by Harris is now taken. Met by Rory Donson, heads it on to Jason Pope, so it's a throw-in. And Rory Donson did take the throw-in quickly, but the referee has told him that was too quick and also too far forward. So Hampton and Richmond have been pegged back a bit. And they got pegged back about 5 minutes ago. Equaliser by Rex Mannings means it is currently 1-1 at Beverley Stadium. Ben Seymour scoring the opening goal after 7 minutes. Hampton Richmond are looking to retake the lead. It's Luis Fernandez just inside the Weston-Super-Mare half. Plays it long to Bloomfield. He might win the header. It's a good gather by Max Harris, the Weston-Super-Mare goalkeeper. Bloomfield just giving a thumbs up to Luis Fernandez. It was a good idea by Fernandez. It just didn't quite make it to the Hampton Richmond number 26 head. There's Fernandez who heads it. Jordan Thomas calmly heads it back to Desbois, who gets his hands on the ball. Just been told to take his time. Pit Blado is showing for support, but instead he uses Luis Fernandez, rolls it out to him. Here's Fernandez, passes it to Jordan Thomas, who plays it inside to George Hunt.
So composed in the middle, Hunt.
Oh, great ball by George Hunt. Now is Jake Gray in there. And it's an easy tap, is it?
Oh,
yes, it is.
That is absolutely fantastic.
It's Ben Seymour with his second of the afternoon. Well, it was almost a goal out of nothing. A lovely, incisive through ball by George Hunt. Piblado and Donaldson are congratulating him for that. That played Jake Gray in on goal, and then he passed it across goal for Ben Seymour, who tapped it in to an empty net. Hampton Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1.
Ben just wanted to make us a little nervous there for a second. It seemed like an easy tap in, but I mean, the Weston-Super-Mare player did make a good recovery, tried to make a last-ditch tackle, but it was just too late at that point. What a beautiful pass, what a beautiful tap-in.
You were saying so composed, and then he just does something like that, Lyle.
I'll tell you what, the play, it started at halfway. We just passed it left and right, round the corners. Again, it's that intricate passing play that we saw, and that, I think Mel Gwinnett will be so pleased with that goal.
Yeah, George Hunt, he's yet to lose while playing for Hampton and Richmond.
Oh, my God.
That's a double touch of the wood. I don't believe any of that, so I'm not going to do it. And we're 2-1 up now, so things are looking good for the Beavers. But Weston-Super-Mare are looking for a route back in. It's with Jason Pope, number 2, plays it inside to fellow fullback Baston. Now it's Rex Mannings who scored the goal for Weston-Super-Mare. He's
Great
tackled
defending.
well by Jordan Thomas. Now Jordan Thomas might look to find Bloomfield with an early pass. Said he checks his run, and then he's fouled by Rex Mannings. It's a free kick to Hampton Richmond about 10 yards into the Beavers' half.
Rex Manning feeling a little feisty. He's fighting
Yeah,
Justin Thomas back.
Stop the early free kick being taken. The referee decided not to take any further action. Mel Gwinnett not very pleased with the referee there. Fernandez clips it towards Mason Bloomfield, wins the header. Jake Gray might get there. Doesn't quite. It's collected by Max Harris. Mel Gwinnett is now barking some instructions to his players. He's usually very calm on the touchline, Mel Gwinnett, but always respectful, unlike his opposite number for the day.
Oh, Dan Wishart, that's brilliant play again.
And now is Ben Seymour, who's on a hat-trick now, or he's surely clipped to the ground. Yeah, that was a very, very easy decision for the referee. It's Sam Avery who clipped Ben Seymour to the ground about 10 yards into Weston-Super-Mare's half. Sam Deadfield thought about a quick free kick, but there wasn't really anything on there. So he's going to wait for the likes of Lou Fernandez. Now he clips the ball in, headed away by Mannings. Jake Gray picks up the loose ball. Now it's back with Jordan Thomas. Thinks about a lofted cross in, does that. Headed away by Pope, but only as far out as a corner to Hampton and Richmond.
Not sure that's what he was going for when he was trying to clear the ball, but we'll take it.
No, the term 50p head comes to mind. He was probably meaning to pump it a bit further up the pitch rather than out of play for a corner.
Can't say that's a common phrase in American
No.
commentary.
Our British audience should know what I'm on about. Here's Sam Deadfield, whips the ball in. Oh, Bloomfield nearly gets there. And then it's cleared away by number 7, Wilmot, only as far as Dan Wishart on the halfway line. Sprays it outright towards Bloomfield. Headed away, out for another corner by Sam Avery. I swear, Bloomfield, he always makes the opposition defenders nervous. Oh, corner taken quickly. It's with Rory Donaldson, plays it back to Sam Deadfield. Plays it down the line to Rory Donaldson, crosses it in. Well, it's blocked. Here's Sam Deadfield. That cross does go in. Oh, and it's just missed by everyone. It was almost too good a cross by Sam Deadfield with that left foot of his, and Bloomfield and Fernandez were looking for it, but it went in between both of them, out for a goal kick.
They'll want that one back. That was a dangerous ball. Hopefully we can have another play like that.
Tell you what, so far in this game, the passing on this play, I've said it multiple times, but it's been really, really high quality. This goal kick is taken quickly, but overall, you can see that the quality of the delivery from Sam Deadfield so far today has been impeccable.
Yeah, Bloomfield and Deadfield and, well, pretty much everyone is having a good game. But Bloomfield will have happy memories of Weston-Super-Mare. He scored his first competitive goal for Hampton and Richmond in the away game at Weston-Super-Mare back in September. It came from a corner on the right-hand side. Good, quick thinking by Jake Gray, playing it short, and it eventually went to Bloomfield, who smashed it in high into the net of Weston-Super-Mare's goal. He's not got any so far today, but both of them have come to his strike partner, Ben Seymour. Now here's Weston-Super-Mare's goal scorer, Mannings, on the left-hand side. Just checks his run, plays it back to Dude. And he passes it back to Avery. Now Dude plays it down the line towards Mannings, who surely controls it with his arm there. Referee not interested, play does go on. It's now with Kane. Good tracking back by Bloomfield to dispossess Dude. Now the ball is with Jordan Bastin, the Weston-Super-Mare left back. Not too many options going forward, so he plays it back to Avery. Now it's number 11, Morton. Plays it out to Lloyd Humphreys. And now he clips it long towards Ruben Reed, but Pitlado wins the header. It's played out left to Wilmot, crosses it in, but that's far too deep. I say far too deep, but Ruben Reed does very well to keep it in. Dan Wishart muscles him off the ball there. Very, very expertly done. He must be the best in the league at just letting the ball go out of play for a goal kick, and he's done it yet again. I'll
tell you what, that was a really good period of sustained pressure from Weston-Super-Mare, where you could see Louis Fernandez and Isaac Pitlado always just talking to that back line. They squeeze up really tight and congested the middle of the park, forcing Weston-Super-Mare to go along, and eventually that led to a good bit of defensive play from us. Now it's a goal kick with Adam Desbois.
Well, yeah, before they lost at Truro last weekend, Weston-Super-Mare had won 5 in a row, including a 4-0 thumping of Worthing. Here's Drake Gray with a shot. Pretty easy save in the end for Max Harris, but Jake Gray, the space just opened up for him, but his shot didn't quite find that corner of the net. Yeah, Weston-Super-Mare won their previous 5 before last weekend, and you can see why. They play very good football. That's a great gather by Ruben Reed. Isaac Pitlado nicks the ball off him. Clearance doesn't quite have the distance on it, so it's now with Bastin. Now Kane. Bloomfield hassling him, but Kane getting away from him, playing out left to Mannings. Plays it back to Bastin. Weston-Super-Mare still getting their feet on the ball. Just with a good tackle by Dan Wishart on Wilmot. And Wishart still trying to win the ball, even though it's all the way back at their centre-back, Lloyd Humphreys. Great pressing by Hampton and Richmond. It is a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare.
Again, this is just one of those periods of the game where Hampton have to dig their feet in, do some really good defending, and then eventually try and get some possession back on the ball once more.
Yep, 33 minutes played this afternoon. It's Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. Ben Seymour opening the scoring. Rex Mannings equalising for the away side, and then a short time ago, Ben Seymour got his second goal of the afternoon. A lovely crafted team goal by the Beavers. Weston-Super-Mare looking to do one of those one of those team goals themselves. They're on the ball once again, just passing it amongst themselves, midfield and defence. It's with number 8 Dude, plays it across the pitch to Avery. Now Dude looked to find Bastin, instead he plays it to Mannings. Now it is at the feet of Bastin, just inside Hampton and Richmond's half. There is Mannings up against Jordan Thomas. Plays it to Ruben Reed, who then plays it back to number 8 Dude. Now number 11, James Morton has it. This is good passing by Weston-Super-Mare, but it is also very good defending by Hampton Richmond. Weston-Super-Mare not making too many inroads. Oh, that's a bit of a loose pass. Doesn't quite get to Sam Deadfield, so Weston-Super-Mare just about retain possession. Now here's Kane. Here's Mannings on the left-hand side, plays it inside to Bastin. That's a good pass by Morton on this to right-hand side. Pitlado intercepts the cross.
Oh,
and then Ben Seymour tackles Morton very well. Now here's Rory Donaldson, plays inside to Bloomfield, who lets it run to Sam Deadfield. They're in. Oh, it's a good challenge by Mannings. Oh, it's a It's unintentional interception. Oh, it's Ben Seymour now on the edge of the box. He's made his into the box now, and Ben Seymour made a bit of a hash of that left-footed effort. It does sail quite harmlessly over the bar, but there's another chance out of nothing for
He
Hampton
wants that
Richmond.
hat trick, clearly. Can't blame him for going for it, but that was a good.
Good bit of play from the Beavers.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Weston-Super-Mare are a really good side. Like you said before, that Truro loss last time, was it 5 or 6 wins in a row for them? And I mean, newly promoted, but they play some really good stuff, and you can tell now at the moment they're starting to gain a bit of confidence. And like I said, these are the moments where Hampton have to really just get their foot on the ball and get back in control of this game.
Yeah, we don't have possession stats at our disposal, but it would not surprise me if the passing stats were well in favour of Scott Bartlett's men, with an appeal for a free kick by Mason Bloomfield. He was up against Sam Avery there, but play does go on. Now it's Jacob Kane on the right-hand side. Dan Wishart has been penalised there for a foul on Weston-Super-Mare's number 4. A few ironic jeers from those Weston-Super-Mare fans who have made the journey all the way from the West Country. Credit to them. It's a pretty long way away, and it is Christmas time, so it's naturally going to be a very busy period for, well, everyone, really. But this is dangerous for Hampton Richmond.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a really, really good position for them to get another ball into the box. And like Julia mentioned, they're a really, really sizable team, so these are the areas where Hampton have to be switched on at all times.
The likes of Reed and Avery are in the box. Free kick is whipped in, headed away by Dan Wishart.
Time.
Jake Gray just helps it on. I think the wind caught the ball there as it was in the air. So it's still dangerous for Hampton and Richmond. Oh, a bit of grappling there. Sam Defler's got to be careful. Referee does let play go on. Now it's with Baston. Thought about shot. Instead, he's passed it back to Morton, who clips out very nicely to number 7, Wilmot. Now he looks to cross, cleared away by Dan Wishart, straight to Ben Seymour, but he was crowded out. Humphreys winning the ball there. Clips it out left to Ruben Reed. Now it's with Morton.
Really patient stuff at the moment from Weston-Super-Mare.
37 minutes played, still 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond, and now Morton has given it away. Oh, and it's a good pass by Fernandez to Ben Seymour, but yeah, Ben Seymour just held his run there. I think he knew he was offside, and eventually he was flagged offside.
Yeah, and just in that moment, maybe you just want Luis Fernandez to take a bit of time on the ball and string some passes together. But when you see Ben Seymour one-on-one with a defender, I think 9 times out of 10 you're going to try and play him in.
Absolutely. Well, this is our final home game of 2023, but not final game of 2023. Next up for Hampton and Richmond is a trip to Slough on Boxing Day, and that is the start of a doubleheader against Slough Town, because on New Year's Day, Slough come to the Bev. And a reminder, that is a 1 o'clock kickoff, not the usual 3 o'clock kickoff. So if you either come to the Bev or tune into our watch along a couple of minutes before 3, you're going to be quite disappointed, because it'll be near the end of the game.
I think we're on ball number 3 of the day.
That we are,
If my
Julia.
count is
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. No, but you keep it count as well.
That's quite a low number for 38 minutes
Yeah.
on the clock. It's usually about 5 or 6 at this stage. But maybe it's not a surprise, because Weston-Super-Mare have been very good on the ball. And they're on it again. It's with their centre-back, Humphreys, plays it across to Avery.
And they've got both of their wingers really, really high and wide, looking to create that overload. At the moment, Hampton being really compact.
Now is Morton. Again, not many options going forward for the away side. Now Humphreys tries an ambitious pass, and it's intercepted by Jordan Thomas. Jake Gray is there. And then Thomas, his pass forward is intercepted by Bastin, but Hampton Richmond are now on the ball.
And we've seen it so far this half, how integral our 2 fullbacks have been, both Thomas and indeed Dan Wishart, because of how much ground they have to cover.
Well, there's a Mason Bloomfield barged over by Avery. Again, referee not halting play, it's just a throw-in to the
Right
away
down
side.
in that corner that
Yeah, a bit of
Can't quite see.
bit of a dispute going on between both managers. I think Mel Gwinnett is accusing his opposite number of the day, Scott Bartlett, of trying to get his players booked. That's an accusation I heard.
Yeah.
Bartlett didn't really have a response to that.
A fantastic challenge from George Hunt.
Oh, it's a late challenge there by Kane. Another one.
Ref's not having it.
Yeah, ref is letting a lot go this afternoon. Brilliant tackle by Sam Deadfield.
And another one.
Tackles are flying in at the moment. Now it's with Reed. Plays it out right to Wilmot. He's got Pope on the overlap, uses him. Pope is inside the Hampton and Richmond box, crosses it in. Great clearance, by Isaac Piblado. And then Dan Wishart hoofs it long towards Ben Seymour. It's with Harris, the goalkeeper. Does very well. It's an awkward height the ball came at. It's with Baston now. Yeah, in the final 5 minutes of the opening 45, and it's been eventful and feisty, to say the least, so far, both on and off the pitch. Piblado intercepting across 1 or 2 cries for handball, but I think that quite clearly hit his thigh. And the ball is now with Adam Desbois.
I think on the balance of the first half, I think he'll be pleased with the way that they've recovered from conceding. They have had a lot of possession, Weston-Super-Mare, as the goal kick immediately presents them back with possession.
So with number 8, Dude, inside the centre circle in the Hampton Richmond. That's a good pass out left to Wilmot, who has the ball in space. He's made his way into the Hampton Richmond box. Ball played across. Oh, it's a good chance there for number 8, James Dude. It kind of fell to him accidentally. It was played to Ruben Reed. He didn't control it, and then Dude just tried to caress it into that top corner, but it went too high.
I think he should really be doing better in that position. I mean, he was still under a bit of pressure from Dan Wishart, but getting it in and around that area, around about 7 or 8 yards out from goal, first time shot off target.
Goal kick is taken short by Desbois, plays it to Dan Wishart, who runs around Reed and plays it towards Bloomfield. Couldn't quite control it, so the away side are back in possession. I think it was a bit of a late challenge by Rory Donaldson on Pope, but again the referee just waves play on. Now it's with Jordan Baston. Given time to travel into the box. Another late challenge there, and the referee has given this one. It's a foul by Mason Bloomfield on James Dude. But the Weston-Super-Mare players are not happy with that one. They wanted the play to continue. But I think the referee made the right decision there. There wasn't really much going on in terms of attacking for the away side. Anyway, play does go on. They are allowed to play now.
Samuel Avery, number 6, for Weston-Super-Mare, just yelled, "What are you doing?" I'm not sure who that was aimed at, but it was very clear. I
think we can make a pretty good guess, though. It's with Lloyd Humphreys, plays it out left towards Baston. Jake Gray just gets his head on the ball, so it is a corner kick to Weston-Super-Mare on the left-hand side. 43 minutes on the clock. Hampton Richmond are 2-1 up. It might be a... No, I think there was a possibility of a short corner being taken, but instead it's going to be number 7, Robbie Wilmot, who will swing it in with his right boot. He does that, headed away by Wishart, only as far as Kane. Ball is still in the box.
Geez.
Now George Hunt sweeps it away, only out for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare, about 15 yards into Hampton and Richmond's half. A bit of grappling there between Thomas and Baston. Thomas gives it away, so it's now with Morton. Plays it across to Kane. Now Pope, the right back, crosses it in. Headed away by Fernandez, but out for another corner to Weston-Super-Mare. Inside the final minute of the opening 45 at Beverley Stadium. Corner is taken short. It's with Baston. Works some space for himself, crosses it in. Headed away by Rory Donaldson. Avery was lurking in the background, but the away side have it back. It's punted in towards Reed. Went over everyone. Reed does retrieve it on the left-hand side. Now it's with Wilmot. And here's Morton, back to Wilmot. Now Morton crosses it with his left. Oh, an attempted overhead kick. play does go on. It's Kane. Oh, it's cleared off the line by Fernandez. Adam Desbois was well beaten. Now, good turn by Ben Seymour. Hampton Richmond can launch a counter-attack. Ben Seymour has it on this left-hand side, venturing in to Weston-Super-Mare's half. 4 minutes added on at the end of the first half, so still plenty of time left. Ben Seymour did just check his run. Played it back to Dan Wishart, and then it's an interception by Humphreys.
Oh, unlucky there from Dan Wishart as he made the tackle.
Here's Dude. Wishart wins it back very, very well, about 15 yards from where he initially lost it. Weston-Super-Mare have won it back. Here's Rex Mannings in a central area, plays out left to Wilmot. Jake Gray is jockeying him. Wilmot gets the cross in towards Reed. Too high for him, so Dan Wishart collects the ball. He has time. He's been told to travel with the ball. Instead, he plays it long. Yeah, Mel Gwinnett not too happy with that decision by Wishart. Because
the last 10 to 15 minutes has just been some really poor play from Hampton. They've been under wave of pressure.
I think they'll be happy when half comes.
Yeah.
We have 3 minutes left?
Yeah, 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first half left. Great pass out by Lloyd Humphreys to Wilmot. He cuts inside to Morton now. It's with Dude. Wilmot again. Thinks about the cross, clips it to Reed. It's been ushered by Jordan Thomas. It's a shot taken by number 11, Morton, who is headed away by Fernandez out for a corner to Weston-Super-Mare on the right-hand side.
That deflection almost, well, it definitely left Adam Desbois in no man's land, but those are the sort of defensive actions that can just cause mayhem.
Corner has now been taken, headed away by Ben Seymour, of all people. Only as far out as Kane. Plays inside to Mannings. Cross will come in again from this right-hand side. Headed more up than out by Rory Donaldson.
Somebody has to challenge for the ball there.
Yeah, a bit of, it's played in towards Baston. He'll get the shot away, and it's just over the bar. And now he's been flagged offside. So it looked like a good chance, but it was offside anyway.
And again, Hampton will be hoping and praying for this halftime whistle, because like I said, it's been all Weston-Super-Mare for the past 10 to 15 minutes. They've played some nice stuff, created a couple good chances, but at the moment it's just about Hampton trying to hold out until we hear that halftime whistle.
Yeah, and there's about 90 seconds left of added time at the end of this first half. Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. Both of Hampton and Richmond's goals have been scored by Ben Seymour. In between them, Rex Mannings equalised for Weston-Super-Mare. Bloomfield not winning the long ball there by Adam Desbois. So the away side have the ball again, perhaps with one final opportunity. Oh, well, they're not going to score with passes like that. Now is Jake Gray about midway into Weston-Super-Mare's half. Weston-Super-Mare tracked back very well there, so Jake Gray just played it to left back Dan Wishart, and now it's with Isabet Blado. Yeah, Mel Gwinnett's men in no rush to try and get a third goal. They'll be waiting for that half-time whistle. Now, Fernandez was giving the ball away, so the away side have it back again. It's with Mannings just inside Weston-Super-Mare's half, plays it back to Jordan Baston. Now it's Humphreys who has the ball. Just under 30 seconds left of this opening half. Ambitious ball by Humphreys towards Mannings is nowhere near the intended target, so now Adam Desbois has the ball. He ventures outside of his box, no real pressure on him. Clips it towards Bloomfield, who wins the header, doesn't quite find Ben Seymour, so now it's Harris. And there we have it. What an opening half that was. It's Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. Plenty of chances in the opening minutes. Sam Avery heading just wide. Desbois making a brilliant save to prevent Jordan Thomas from putting the ball in his own net. Then Hampton and Richmond had a couple of chances with Jordan Thomas and Rory Donaldson. And then on 7 minutes on the clock, Ben Seymour volleyed Hampton and Richmond 1-0 up. There was some controversy about the goal, maybe a hint of an offside. The Weston-Super-Mare players and manager were absolutely outraged at that decision. But credit to the away side, they stayed true to their passing principles, and they got an equaliser through Rex Mannings' well-taken goals. A cross in from the right and was volleyed in with the left boot of Mannings. But Hampton Richmond retook the lead. A lovely pass played down the line by George Hunt to Jake Gray, who found himself through on goal. He took the unselfish option of playing it across to Ben Seymour, who tapped in his second. And that is how the half finished. Plenty of incidents. There's been one or two choice words being said between both managers to each other. And yeah, it's been plenty to talk about, hasn't there?
Yeah, I think it's been an indifferent half from the Beavers. When we have gotten on the ball and gone forward, we've been good, but you saw in the latter stages of that first half, we did struggle a bit defensively, so I think you could see some changes from Melbourne at half-time. Yeah,
I think so. Well, we're going to take a short break at half-time, and, well, hopefully Hampton Richmond can see this one out. Right now, it's Hampton Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1.
That's all right. You're live. We're going to give you a live picture in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Well, welcome back to our YouTube watch-along of the National League South. It's Hampton and Richmond up against Weston-Super-Mare. At half-time, it is 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond. Both goals for the Beavers scored by Ben Seymour. That's now 12 goals this season for him, 10 in the National League South. Ben 10 in the National League South, you can call him. The equaliser, I'm so sorry about that.
You should probably just leave now.
The goal for Weston-Super-Mare scored by Rex Mannings, by the way. It's been a very eventful first half. Plenty of chances for both the home and away side. There are about 2 chances each before Ben Seymour put Hampton and Richmond in front on the 7th minute. There was also a very good chance towards the end of the first half. An effort cleared off the line by Luis Fernandez, and well, hopefully, because we are of a Hampton and Richmond persuasion, hopefully it won't be so nervy as the first half was. But yeah, just as we're about to begin for the second half, quick thoughts on the opening 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think on the balance of it, Hampton are deserving of a lead, but it's like you said, it's been a really tight game. We've struggled defending at times, but Western, outside of those 2 major chances, haven't really created anything clear. So just hoping for more good attacking play, because when we have gotten on the ball and gone forward, we've been very, very good.
Yeah, I think it's just making sure that we stay solid at the back, because, I mean, I don't think there have been any changes made. So
no changes for Hampton.
If the waves of pressure continue on, I mean, that was already like 15, 20 minutes of a lot of pressure. So hopefully things are a little bit different starting this half.
Yeah, a lot of pressure by the away side. Not too many clear-cut chances apart from that effort that was cleared off the line by Luis Fernandez after Ben Seymour put us 2-1 up. It's going to be Jake Gray who starts the second half. Hampton and Richmond shooting towards the Alan Simpson OBE stand. A collision between Bloomfield and Pope. Play does go on. Rory Donaldson with the cross. It's gone all the way out to Jordan Thomas, but it's good defending by Mannings. Pope is holding his head, so the referee has stopped play now, or he's more holding his face. So he will receive treatment. It was a collision with Mason Bloomfield, both of them going for a lofted ball. And I don't think that will do much to placate Scott Bartley. He became particularly upset with the referee after Hampton and Richmond's first goal. In the build-up, there was a hint of possibly an offside, maybe a handball in the build-up, but the referee allowed play to go on, and Ben Seymour gobbled up the chance.
Thankfully, Pope now is sitting up, so he should be fine to continue.
Yeah, he just takes a sip of water and then spits most of it out.
My dog does that too sometimes.
Okay. Anyway, he does back out, or back off the pitch. And he will be allowed back on as soon as play resumes. It's going to be a drop ball. And it's Fernandez who passes it back to Wishart. Now Isaac Pitblado filling in at centre-back with no Dean Inman this afternoon. Dominic Ravan is on the bench. Shot taken by Jake Gray. It's a good catch by Harris, the Weston-Super-Mare goalkeeper. Well, a bit of a collision off the ball between Reed and Wishart. Neither the referee nor linesman saw it, so play does continue. Pope loses possession, Pope making his way back onto the pitch. Now it's with Rory Donaldson. Ball down the line towards George Hunt. Good defending by Jacob Kane. Passes it back to Harris, whose clearance doesn't quite go out of the ground. Oh yeah, it does. Just inside someone's garden, so someone will have to go and get that.
That is ball number 4 now.
Number 4. So there's a throw into Hampton and Richmond about midway into the Weston-Super-Mare half on the left-hand side. So it's Rory Donaldson who takes it, as George Hunt and Ben Seymour in support. Bloomfield's also showing for it. But Rory Donaldson ignores all of them, plays it back to Wishart. And then Wishart wins himself a throw-in. Throws it quickly towards Hunt. Humphreys wins the ball. Now it's with Mason Bloomfield. thought about a shot, but pass it back to Sam Deadfield, who clips it outright. It's now with Fernandez. He plays it outright to the right back, Jordan Thomas. Thomas again. Crosses it in. It's a deep one. Too deep. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. So 48 minutes on the clock. Hampton Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. Hampton and Richmond are having the better of the second half. Number 7, Robbie Wilmot, having a word with the referee's assistant there.
Claiming he's only joking, though.
Yeah, I think that's a good old British humour there. It's a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare on the halfway line on the left-hand side. Played back to Sam Avery, sprays it outright to the joker, Wilmot, but it's headed away by Rory Donaldson. Bloomfield just surrenders possession there, so Weston-Super-Mare have it back. Although the wind caught the ball there. And the wind has been a bit menacing at points this afternoon. You can probably pick it up on our microphones, no doubt, and it's certainly been a hindrance to attacks on both sides. Now is Dan Wishart. 10 yards into Hampton Richmond's half, looks to find Ben Seymour with a long ball. And that wasn't actually the worst idea, because the wind might have held up the ball and allowed Ben Seymour to nip in, but Harris was quick off his line to gather it. Now it's with Pope. Clips it long towards Dude. It's headed away by Wishart. Now Deadfield clips it out left to Rory Donaldson. With a late challenge by Wilmot on Donaldson. I think Donaldson could have gone down there. He's slightly limping there, Donaldson. He should be able to walk it off, and well, he's now running it off. Anyway, the ball is on the right-hand side with Fernandez. Looks to find Seymour down that channel, headed away by Avery. Now it's Humphreys who has the ball. Not many options going forward, so he plays it back to Pope. Now it's number 6, Sam Avery.
It does just look like the Beavers have switched a bit to a bit of a 3-4 hybrid at the back, with Rory Donaldson tucking in at times and Jordan Thomas pushing up a bit higher.
I think you're right, Lyle, yeah. Isaac Piblado making sure all the defenders are holding their line. Weston-Super-Mare still in possession.
Yeah, and we're wondering at halftime whether it would be a personnel or a tactical shift from Mel Gwynn, and we've got our answer, because defensively at the moment it looks like it's a 5 when we're in a deep block, and then it shifts to a 3 when we go forward. As it's a lovely bit of play from Weston-Super-Mare, but Louis Fernandez is well positioned as always, and it's back to Adam Desbois.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see any new players come onto the pitch. As I said earlier, 2 of our new signings are on, well, all 3 of our new signings are on the batch. Sam Dreyer, who's made 2 appearances for the Beavers, and Dominic Ravan and Joshua Anafawos, who are still waiting for their debuts for Hampton and Richmond. Now it's number 8, Dude, who's on the ball. Plays it back to Avery. Humphreys, who's represented Wales at under 16, 17 and 19 and under 20 level. Was on the ball there, didn't have many options, and now Weston-Super-Mare have given it away. Isaac Biblado then just he hit it first time trying to find Thomas, but instead he gave it to Jordan Bastin. So the away side are on the ball once again. It's with Reed. Good turn away from Dan Wishart, but he overran it to Rory Donaldson, who looks to find Ben Seymour. That was good play by Jacob Kane. Now it's Reed on the ball inside Hampton Richmond's half. Reed will take a shot. Sails comfortably over the bar in that Keith Hussey stand, so it's a goal kick.
And another thing, another thing we spoke about in that first half was how much the wingers of Weston-Super-Mare were trying to get high and wide, and they were sort of always that extra man with spaced out wide. And what we've seen in the first sort of 7.5 minutes of the second half is that those options have kind of been closed down by Mel Gwinnett switching to a 5. So we have Rory Donaldson down on this near side, who's able to come over a bit quicker, and so far it's been so good for Mel Gwinnett with the change.
Desbois takes the goal kick. It's just a bit too far in front of Rory Donaldson, so it's gone out for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare. About 20 yards into Weston-Super-Mare's half. That's a good ball by Humphreys out to Mannings. Plays it back to Bastin. Oh, the wind really howling now in Hampton, Hampton Richmond now have the ball back with Desbois. Looks to find Ben Seymour, but it's intercepted by Bastin. Good tackle there by Sam Deadfield, and Hampton Richmond can build an attack. Great turn by Jordan Thomas. Great acceleration by Thomas. He's got Bloomfield and Seymour in support. He's still in the box. Bloomfield looks to get the loose ball, gets it. Now is Rory Donaldson. Oh, Bloomfield. Yeah, he did just catch James Dude inside the box. And it is a free kick to Weston-Super-Mare.
Once again, the players, and I'm not sure about the coach, are if they're asking for a yellow, but they're not going to get it.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of gamesmanship this afternoon. I think Weston-Super-Mare do have their backs up about the way the first goal came about. They're looking for a second equaliser. It's with Wilmot on this right-hand side in plenty of space. Gets the cross in, headed away by Fernandez. He's barged into by Rex Mannings, and the referee has quite rightly given a free kick. Desbois having a few words to say to Mannings, and the referee just coming in between them, calming things down, having a quiet word with Hampton and Richmond's goalkeeper. And yeah, no further action taken against Desbois. It was a robust challenge by Mannings on Fernandez. Fernandez is okay, back on his feet, moving like nothing ever happened.
Like you said, Jackson, it has been a real feisty affair this evening in Hampton.
Desbois takes the free kick, evades both Bloomfield and Humphreys. Humphreys now has the ball at his feet, plays it out left to Mannings. It's a bit too far to the side of Weston-Super-Mare's number 10, so it's out for a throw-in to the Beavers. And now it's Fernandez who has the ball, plays it across to Sam Deadfield. Well, as I mentioned, it's his birthday on Wednesday, and on Monday, on Christmas Day, Jake Gray, our club captain, is also celebrating his birthday. There are a few birthdays coming at this time of year. A couple of players have their special day just after the new year. Jordan Thomas is one of them. He's on the ball there. It's now been given away. Oh, it's a good play by Mannings to get away from Sam Deadfield. Now here's Wilmot. Good tracking back by Ben Seymour, so Wilmot was forced to check his run, and he plays it back to Humphreys, the captain of the Seagulls. The ball is now on the right-hand side with Robbie Wilmot. He's got Pope in support, doesn't use him, tries to get the cross in, it's deflected off Jake Gray, and Desbois just scrambling a little bit to his left to prevent the ball bouncing into the net.
That had potential to be a dangerous moment for Hampton because they committed so many bodies forward and they turned it over sort of right on the halfway line, but in the end got enough bodies back with Dan Wishart and Rory Donaldson covering as the kick goes long and the wind holds it up.
Yeah, and that wind is going to be a bit of a factor between now and the end of the game. Coming up to 57 minutes, it's Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. The Wayside are on the attack with Bastin. Good challenge there by Thomas. And the ball is now in the hands of Adam Desbois.
They want both managers barking out orders.
Yeah, I think that was an assistant to Scott Bartley, the assistant who did get booked for his very passionate protests against the awarding of Ben Seymour's first goal. Hampton Richmond have the ball back. It's with Rory Donaldson, who has the ball in space on this left-hand side. Got a man on now. Oh, and he's tried to nutmeg Humphreys, but Humphreys was wise to it and dispossessed Hampton Richmond's number 3. Now is George Hunt. That's great hold-up play. Plays it to Rory Donaldson, and the ball just got caught under his feet. So Weston-Super-Mare are back in possession.
Fantastic.
Lovely challenge by Dan Wishart. Now he'll drive into the box. And that's a foul by number 2, Jason Pope. And that's a yellow card for Weston-Super-Mare's number 2. That's 2 bookings now for Weston-Super-Mare players. Brilliant run by Dan Wishart, which was unfairly stopped by number 2, Pope.
Second time we've seen that today from Dan Wishart. We know what a powerful runner he is when he gets on the ball. And this is a free kick in a fantastic position. It's a position that you hate to be defending because Jake Gray can just whip this towards the back post, have bodies flooding in. So it could be a really, really good opportunity here.
Yeah, it's on the left-hand side, about a yard outside the penalty box. As Lyle said, Jake Gray stood over the ball, as is Sam Deadfield. It does favour the right foot of Jake Gray.
Could go near post here.
Yeah, Ben Seymour is somewhat open. Bloomfield is also very open at the moment. It's Jake Gray. Oh, and he's got it a little bit wrong, and it's just slightly overhit. Fernandez did get his foot on the ball, but it's gone out for a goal kick.
Hey, well done! Well done!
Game is finally balanced. Just under an hour played at Beverly Stadium. 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond is the scoreline.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's ever a foul on dude there. He's just felt the slightest of pushes in his back and he's gone down, and the referee's
I wasn't even looking at it because it was like so obviously not a foul. But a free kick has been given and it's been taken. Humphreys looking to find Mannings on the left. Jordan Thomas got his head on the ball first. Now Desbois punts it long towards Ben Seymour, who is favourite to get there. Oh, and he just didn't quite get his foot over the ball, so it's drifted out for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare, deep into Weston-Super-Mare's half. Oh, ball given away to Jake Gray. Oh, a bit of a late challenge on Rory Donaldson. Referee does wave play on. It's now with Jake Gray on the edge of the box. Still got it, Jake Gray. Plays out left to Seymour, cross him his left foot. Good clearance by Sam Avery. Weston-Super-Mare still, yeah, Donaldson is back on his feet. Oh, late challenge there by Dan Wishart. Play does go on.
Oh, what a tackle.
Lovely challenge by Sam Deadfield. There was an advantage for Weston-Super-Mare after that Wishart challenge, but Hampton Richmond are on the ball again. Jordan Thomas, great piece of skill to get past Baston. Oh, it's a fair, firm but fair challenge by Avery. If he didn't win the ball, he'd have been in a lot of trouble there, and luckily Jordan Thomas got out of the way of it.
Tackles are flying in everywhere, and I thought maybe there could have been a yellow card for the late challenge of Hampton, and there will be a...
Well,
not too sure what's going on here.
There's a bit of a conversation between the referee and his assistant. Not really sure what happened there. Jordan Thomas takes the throw in to Ben Seymour. Oh, it's drifted out of play. It's a goal kick to the away side. Yeah. Joshua Anafawos is warming up, as is Dominic Revan. May not be too much longer until we see either of those two. No changes made by either manager so far. The away side are in possession. It's Humphreys, plays it to Pope. Now Kane has the ball on this right-hand side. Oh, that ball surely went out. The linesman did not see it. Rory Donaldson gesturing to the referee's assistant. It's a throw-in to the away side. It's with Rex Mannings, who got their goal in the first half. He gives it away to Ben Seymour. Now Hampton Richmond are looking to play on the counter. Ben Seymour still has the ball at his feet, tries to find Bloomfield, but good interception by Mannings. Deadfield now has it, looks to play Jake Gray in, but Avery was there to make the interception, and it's Avery still on the ball, just inside Weston-Super-Mare's half.
And I think Mel Gwinnett's sentiments being heard just below us are shared by everyone in Beverly Stadium. Keep the ball.
Although as accurate and precise as the Seagulls were in the first half, they've had a couple wayward passes this half, so.
True.
Yeah, we're at that point in the game where fatigue starts to set in. Weston-Super-Mare trying to find an opening in that Hampton and Richmond defence. That's a good exchange of passes between Bastin and Wilmot. Bastin is the one on the ball, plays it to Kane. Oh, it's Bastin inside the box, plays it back to Reed, takes a shot, oh, and it's just wide of goal. That was a good chance for Weston-Super-Mare. Adam Desbois looked pretty calm though, as it whistled past his post on the left.
It was a really good chance after some fantastic play down that left side of Weston-Super-Mare between Bastin and Kane. I think it was. The ball eventually found its way to Reed, who looked composed, took a touch, opened up his body, but just couldn't find that top corner, thankfully for us.
Attendance 1,335. Thank you so much.
As the attendance is called out, 1,335 inside Beverly Stadium.
A very good turnout indeed, considering I'm sure there are many people up and down the country who are trying to get those last-minute Christmas presents done and dusted for their loved ones. There's Adam Desbois, who plays it long towards Seymour, but it's headed away by Avery. Now Fernandez wins the ball. Weston-Super-Mare have it back. It's Reed on this left-hand side. Plays it down the line to Wilmot, who could have crossed it in first time. Plays it back to Morton. Oh, and it's wide of goal again. Another good opening for Weston-Super-Mare. I think this wasn't quite as close as their chance just a minute ago for Reed.
And we will just see those two that you mentioned earlier coming on, two debutants for Hampton.
Yeah. So Rory Donaldson is coming off, and on in his place is one of our new signings, Dominic Ravan, who's arrived on a short-term loan from Barnet. Could be made permanent, we'll have to see. George Hunt is coming off, and also making his debut for Hampton Richmond is Josh Anafuose, who's a midfielder signed from Dover Athletic. And he actually knows Rob Hall, so I think Rob Hall played a small role in bringing Josh Anafuose to the Bev.
Agent Rob.
They were both at Oxford United together. Now Pip Blado has advanced to a more advanced left role on the left-hand side. It's Ravan and Luis Fernandez who are the centre-backs now.
And Pip Blado back in his more natural position on this left side, and you can just see Josh Anafuose just tucking in midfield alongside Jake Gray, and he's challenging for a header here, but the ball is won down by Weston-Super-Mare. Luis Fernandez with another challenge. Bit of head tennis at the moment.
Yeah, it's Pope who's now got the ball, been charged down by Anafuose, but Pope did well to play it across goal to Avery. Now it's with Wilmot releasing Bastin down that left-hand side. He's looking to put in a cross, but just checks his run. Intercepted by, the pass intercepted by Sam Deadfield. He looks to play Mason Bloomfield through. Oh, and there's another firm challenge by Avery, but credit to the Weston-Super-Mare number 6. It was a fair one. The away side are back in possession.
Good challenge.
Oh, that was a harsh decision. As Lyle said, it was a good challenge, we feel, by Bloomfield on Dude, but the referee has decided it was an illegal one. So Weston-Super-Mare have a free kick, and they've taken it quickly. It's with Morton. Now Bastin plays it out left to Wilmot. Looks to cross in. Oh, it's a good play by Jake Gray. Now it's with Kane inside the box. Plays it out to Wilmot. Jordan Thomas is standing him up. It's been played back to Kane. Now back to Morton, who crosses it low. Fernandez with the clearance. There's a throw in to the away side, just inside their half. Taken quickly, played back to Avery. About coming up to the midway point in this second half. 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond against Weston-Super-Mare. Only two sort of opportunities to really speak of in this second half, both coming to the away side. First from Ruben Reed and the second from Morton, both a minute either side of each other. And they're just struggling to continue holding the ball. So Weston-Super-Mare have it back. Ball played down the line towards Mannings, but Wishart out-sprints him. And then he's just bumped into there by Manning, so it's a free kick to the Beavers.
And for just a moment, you saw what Josh Anafuos can bring to the side. He had just picked up the ball on the half turn inside his own half, and his intention immediately was to drive through that midfield, get Hampton and Richmond out the pitch. He eventually had lost possession after some good hold-up play from Mason Bloomfield, but you can see already just a bit of signs of what he's about.
Well, he has plenty of ability and he's got plenty of ambitions. He said in his interview with the club that he wants to get promoted this season, and that's the first time I've heard anyone associated with Hampton Richmond talking about that. Oh, John Thomas is in the box here, crossed it first time, may have had a little bit more time. It came rather unexpectedly to him, the left back for Weston-Super-Mare, just letting the ball go over his head, and Thomas did get there, but his cross didn't quite have the right conviction on it. Now Weston-Super-Mare looking to build an attack. It's a tackle by Jake Gray, gone out for a throw-in to the away side, just inside Hampton and Richmond's half. Now Mawson plays it outright to Pope. Bit of a collision there between Pope and Anafuos. There is Mannings. Good interception by Fernandez. Mannings has it back though. His pass is intercepted by Isaac Piblado. Now Revan gets his first touch of the game. He tried to make a run towards the halfway line, but he's well tackled by Morton. Now here's Wilmot. Plays it out left to Morton, who has time to get the cross in. Does get the cross in. Reed heads it pretty comfortably over the bar, but more inroads made by the away side.
And you've seen a couple of times, just when they get down that left side right by the byline, a couple of times they've cut it back and had extra men on the edge of the box for one-time finishes, but that time we just tried to play it into the box, and in the end it was a poor delivery. But the danger for sure for Weston-Super-Mare is down their left-hand side, our right-hand side.
Absolutely. A couple of things about Revan. He's 23 years old, came through at Aston Villa's academy, and he's got some work to do here. It's Wilmot with the ball on this left-hand side, plays inside to Reed, but Fernandez is the one who gets his foot on it first. So it's gone out, and it's gone out for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare, about 15 yards into Hampton and Richmond's half. Thrown to the feet of Ruben Reed.
This game is so delicately poised at the moment.
Yeah, no changes made by Scott Bartlett, the Weston-Super-Mare manager. I think he can be pretty happy with the performance level of his players, even though they are losing the game at the moment. It's Morton on the left-hand side, a couple of yards outside of the box, crossed in by Wilmot, but it's too deep for anyone, and that will bounce out of play for a goal kick to the Beavers.
Yeah, number 2, Jason Pope, had been calling for it. He seemed a little frustrated that they didn't cross it over to him, as he was pretty open on just outside the 18-yard box.
And like you said, it's a couple of times where they just have that extra man on the edge of the box, and they've 2 or 3 times in a row they've just tried to play it in when maybe the option was to play it to the edge, because at the moment Hampton really aren't defending the edge of their box.
It's a goal kick by Adam Daybar, just bounces over Isaac Piblado on that left-hand side, so it's a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare. The ball's now back with their goalkeeper, Max Harris. And it's gone out of play for a throw-in to Hampton, which are about 5 yards into Weston-Super-Mare's half. Dan Wishart with his hands on the ball. He's got Anafuos and Deadfield in support, but he leaves it to Piblado, who then throws it to Wishart. Clips it towards Ben Seymour, intercepted by Lloyd Humphreys. Now the ball is with Rex Mannings up against Dan Wishart.
Good defending.
And Mannings has gone down as Wishart plays it down the channel to Ben Seymour, but he
is that
has been
offside?
flagged offside. one or two question marks, and I feel like Avery would have been playing him onside.
Because Ben Seymour's made the run from just inside the D outwards, and he's got 2 defenders on his back shoulder when the ball is played.
We have got a stoppage in this game. It's Mannings who's still on the ground after that challenge by Dan Wishart. No free kick was given.
We have, again, Pope. He's also seems to be limping around a little bit, talking to the bench. We'll see how long he sticks on.
Yeah, it looks like Mannings will carry on. Just needed a bit of a rest. I think anyone would need a rest after a firm challenge by Wishart. And play is now going to go on. It's Harris who takes their free kick.
Reed knew he was offside there.
So the ball is now back with Hampton Richmond. Adam Desbois with a controlled clearance out to Bloomfield. Anna Fawos with a slightly loose touch, but Hampton Richmond still retain possession. It's with Jake Gray now on the right-hand side. He has Jordan Thomas in support and uses him. Now Ravan's made a very ambitious run inside. Jordan Thomas went round the outside and he was clipped to the ground by, looks like it's Morton there, and he's been shown a yellow card. 3rd yellow card of the afternoon for Weston-Super-Mare players. One of their coaches got booked also after protesting the awarding of the first goal.
Like you just mentioned, it was Dominic Ravan who made a bombing underlapping run to the byline, and he had Louis Fernandez on the inside as well, Jordan Thomas, but in the end he did well to win the set piece. And again, it's an opportunity for one of Jake Gray or Sam Deadfield to get a dangerous ball into the box. Jake Gray didn't exactly get it right last time round, but we know what a good delivery both of them have on him.
Yeah, it does favour the left foot of Sam Deadfield. It's on the right-hand side. We're approaching the 75th minute of the game. 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond is the score. Here's Sam Deadfield, whips it in. It's deep. Oh, and it's too deep. Isaac Biblado almost getting his head on the ball, but he doesn't. So it's a goal kick to Weston-Super-Mare, who will now make their first change of the afternoon. And coming off is their goal scorer, Rex Mannings, and on in his place is number 14, Alex Fletcher. Now, that may be a familiar name to those of you who follow the National League South. Alex Fletcher, a former Bath City player. Just over a year ago, he had a harrowing accident during one of Bath City's game, injuring his head very badly, and he was in a very bad way in hospital. There was talk about whether he would, well, pull through. In the end, thankfully, he did pull through, and he is playing football again. He did sign for Weston-Super-Mare earlier this season after making his comeback for Bath City in August. That was incidentally against Hampton and Richmond at Twerson Park. It's great to see Alex Fletcher back on the pitch, but hopefully he doesn't contribute to any equalising goal for Weston-Super-Mare. Here he is on the ball now on the right-hand side. Joshua Anafawo's put him under pressure. Isaac Biblado wins the ball off Jason Pope. Now Deadfield clips it towards Bloomfield, who thighs it towards Anafawo's. Oh, good piece of skill, but it was well intercepted by Kane, the Weston-Super-Mare number 4. So it's a throw in to Hampton Richmond, which is thrown back to Wishart. Uses his strength very well there. Didn't quite find the pass, but he has the ball back again. Been put under pressure by James Dude, so he plays it back to Fernandez. Now it's Sam Deadfield. Gives the ball away a bit there. Yeah, Joshua Anafawo's, because the ball, he was sold a bit short. He stuck his leg out and brought Kane to the ground. So it's a free kick to Weston-Super-Mare just inside Hampton Richmond's half. Now here's the right back, Jason Pope, under pressure by Bloomfield, and that pressure told because Pope just ran out of play for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond.
And you have seen a couple times that Hampton maybe just looking to go along when in that first half was their play on the floor that really got them that lead, and they eventually restored it as well. So maybe just looking to evade some pressure with the long passes, but they have to try and get some possession on the ball as Weston-Super-Mare come forward once more.
It's Wilmot on the left-hand side. Ravan is stood over him. Wilmot plays it out left to Baston. Now is Morton. Wilmot again. Now Bastin, bit of grappling there with Jordan Thomas, and a free kick has been awarded to Weston-Super-Mare. I think Jordan Thomas might be going into the referee's notebook, and he has indeed. That's Hampton Richmond's first booking of the afternoon. I don't think Jordan Thomas can have too many complaints about that. Not a player who often gets booked, but he did get sent off once earlier this season after the final whistle was blown in our 2-1 defeat at home to Yeovil Town in September. Incidentally, that was our last league defeat of the season. 78 minutes now on the clock. Hampton Richmond are still 2-1 up, as they were at half-time, looking to go 15 games unbeaten. This is a dangerous free kick. It's whipped in. It's gone comfortably over Adam Desbois' goal. It was Wilmot who had the effort.
And again, the wind just starting to pick up here.
I don't think Hampton Richmond will mind that too much, because it's Weston-Super-Mare who are playing the more slick football this afternoon, and any kind of adverse weather will go some way to disrupting that. Desbois launched it forward to Seymour, headed away by Avery, but it's only as far as Jordan Thomas, who plays it down the line towards Revan. Didn't quite get to him, but Bastin then got onto it, but Revan immediately charged him down, stopped the clearance at source. Throw in to the away side, taken by Bastin, headed away by Revan. Oh, and the ball nearly bouncing over Dan Wishart there. That would have been a big problem for Hampton and Richmond if that was to happen. Good play by Revan to get away from two Weston-Super-Mare players, but he then passed it to Bloomfield, who couldn't quite play it down the line, so it's a throw-in to the away side. Hampton and Richmond faithful now willing their team home as we enter the final 10 minutes of the 90. I'm sure we'll have plenty of stoppage time as well. As Humphreys looks to play it towards Reed. Fernandez heads the ball away only as far out as Morton. Now as Bastin plays it out on the left to Wilmot. Crossed it into Reed, and Reed overran it, and now the ball is with Ben Seymour just inside Weston-Super-Mare's half. He's not got a lot of support, so Ben Seymour's going to have to go it alone. And he is then tackled by Kane, and then it's Avery who clears it only as far as Dan Wishart. Now Dan Wishart is bombing it down that left channel, plays it inside to Pit Blado, crosses it in, his Bloomfield, oh, and his touch is just a bit heavy. And then it's cleared away by Weston-Super-Mare, but Sam Deadfield has it back, plays it out right to Jordan Thomas.
Got a bit lucky.
Yeah, he did, but he still has it. Now he crosses it, it's a deep one. It's Bloomfield who heads it across goal. Oh, and it's Jake Gray's just beaten to the ball there by a Weston defender. There's good pressure by Hampton and Richmond, but Weston-Super-Mare appear to have wriggled themselves out of trouble. It's with Bastin, gets away from Jake Gray very well there. Plays out left to Wilmot. He's got Ruben Reed in support and uses him. Great challenge there by Sam Deadfield to stop Reed in his tracks. Great piece of skill by Revan to get away and down that right side. Not got a lot of support, Revan. Oh, it's good, good trickery by Revan, and he's pulled back there. And yeah, it's a free kick that's been given.
That's quite brilliant play.
That was fantastic hold-up play and skill by Dominic Revan, and it's Robbie Wilmot who has now been booked for Weston-Super-Mare.
I think this is the best spell of play that Hampton and Richmond have had this half, or at least since like the opening 1 to 2 minutes. So hopefully we can sustain this and get some minutes off the clock.
I think that's a very good point, Julia. It's been a bit of a workmanlike display in this second half by Hampton and Richmond, but they are still leading 2-1. Jake Gray is the only one stood over the ball on this right-hand side, and he whips it in, aiming for Luis Fernandez. Fernandez wins the header, but
there's just no one there.
It bounces straight into the arms of Max Harris.
Yes,
not a very good throw, though, and Joshua Anafoos intercepts the ball, checks his run, now weighs up the cross, plays it low to Seymour. Now it's Bloomfield who has the ball. Here's Ben Seymour on the edge of the box. Here's Joshua Anifer-Wose. Oh, it's a good shot. Drilled hard and low, but it was a good save by Max Harris, getting down low to his right.
Fantastic play initially from Joshua Anifer-Wose to win it back. You could see his work where he did well to fashion the chance, get it into Ben. And when he got it back, it was a decent effort, but in the end, comfortable for the goalkeeper. Now he has defending to do.
But Dan Wishart did it for him. He intercepted that attempted through ball. Mawson has the ball now for Weston-Super-Mare. Now is number 8, Dude. Mawson again, plays it back to Humphreys. Every Hampton and Richmond player is inside the Hampton and Richmond half, Bloomfield and Seymour included, as they look to see out this result. There is
nice. Definitely heard me.
Woes. Now here's Ravan down that right-hand side. He's got Seymour in support. Looks to find him with an early cross. Good play by Humphreys and Avery. The clearance is only as far out as Jake Gray, who has plenty of time on the ball. Lyle trying to communicate that to the players there. Here's Dan Wishart, plays out left to Isaac Pitblado. He checks his run, plays it back to Wishart. He returns it to Pitblado. Now Wishart to Deadfield.
Oh,
good turn
brilliant.
by Deadfield. It's going to be a bit of a tough ask to let Pitblado get onto the ball, and then he just, well, he slid in rather desperately there, and he fouled Jason Pope. And now Weston-Super-Mare going to be making their second change of the afternoon. It's Marlon Jackson coming on for number 4, Jacob Kane. Jackson actually scored against Hampton and Richmond when the two sides met out in Weston-Super-Mare. And well, let's hope he doesn't get another equaliser against Hampton and Richmond, because it would be gutting to concede at this late stage. Coming up to 85 minutes at the Bev, it's Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. All the goals coming in the first half. And
Offside
Ruben Reid has been flagged offside, which is only about 15 yards in, or 20 yards into Hampton and Richmond's half, which is quite surprising. A very disciplined line being played by Mel Gwinnett's side.
Seems Ruben Reid has some choice words for the ref.
It's a ball played towards Pitblado, but it's intercepted by Pope. Cleared away by Harris, the goalkeeper. That's a good chest down by Reid. Plays it to Jackson, who then plays out left to Wilmot. Jackson has it again. He plays it back to Wilmot. He crosses it in. It's deep. It's too deep for the on-rushing Alex Fletcher, out for a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond.
And just in this, I'd say in the last 20 or 25 minutes, it's been that final ball that's just been missing for Weston-Super-Mare, because when they get in decent positions, especially on that left side, and they get crosses into the box, they have numbers, but time after time, it's just been overhit cross after overhit cross, and hopefully Hampton can pick up a late goal and ease some of these tensions. Ball is played long now by Adam Debois, chested down by Mason Bloomfield, challenged by Josh Anifer-Wose. And it's a bit of a kerfuffle down here, and Hampton come away with it with Jake Gray, but the referee calls for a free kick. It's a foul against Hampton and Richmond. I'm not too sure who it was there that he said made that foul, but the free kick is taken nonetheless.
Yeah, there have been quite a few strange decisions being made this afternoon. Hampton Richmond's beneficiaries and also not the beneficiaries of some of them, but just play to the whistle and just take the calls in their stride. That's really good play by Ben Seymour, putting Sam Avery under some pressure, and Avery having a few choice words for the referee, and now he's been included in the note, but that's now 5 Weston-Super-Mare players who have been booked by Josh Crofts this afternoon. And he's been jeered at by the Hampton and Richmond faithful. I mean, that would be the last thing Weston-Super-Mare need, going down to 10 men at this late stage when they are chasing that equaliser. Anyway, it's Jordan Thomas who has the ball in his hands deep into Weston-Super-Mare's half. He throws it to Bloomfield. Bloomfield just sold Thomas a bit short, and then the ball did go out of play for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare. Oh, that's surely a handball by Marlon Jackson. It is
that
indeed.
one they agreed with.
Free kick taken quickly by Sam Dedfield. Plays it to Ben Seymour. Immaculate touch. Looks to cross it in. Jordan Thomas may get there. 1 or 2 shouts for a penalty. It was well won. And Ben Seymour then just giving Sam Avery a piggyback. Sam Avery did not like that. Looked to try and kick out of Ben Seymour. Then he just recognised that he'd only just been booked. So he thought better of it. And it is a goal kick to the away side anyway. And there was a pretty crucial interception by Luis Fernandez out for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare. Just inside Hampton and Richmond's half. It's James Dude now on the ball. 88 minutes on the clock. Still 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond.
More good hold-up play from Reed here under pressure from Revan.
Oh, and it's good pass to Dude. Now is Marlon Jackson. Dude again inside the Hampton and Richmond box. He tries to play it back to Reed, but it's intercepted by Jordan Thomas. Now it's Dominic Revan who plays it down the line. That's an intelligent pass. Didn't quite find Ben Seymour though.
That was some great defensive work from the Beavers, though, surrounding Dude and
Ruben Reed.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, good challenge there by Sam Dedfield. Hampton Richmond. It's 4-on-4 here. It's Ben Seymour coming towards the edge of the box. Oh, it was just too far in front of Anna Fawos and just too behind Mason Bloomfield. So it has drifted out for a throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare. Hampton Richmond could have done more with that attack, and we will have a stoppage in play.
I think the assistants just called the referee over to inform him of something here. And he's signaling towards the Weston-Super-Mare bench. Not too sure what's happening.
Yeah.
Referee is going to his pocket though.
Oh, well, it's a red card to a member of staff on the Weston-Super-Mare bench. Now, he was booked in the first half for his animated protest of Ben Seymour's goal, and he's clearly had something to say to the referee's assistant, and he's been told to get off the pitch. It's not the manager, Scott Bartlett. Jake Gray making his way over, trying to just reason with the member of coaching staff at Weston-Super-Mare. He's still not made his way onto the pitch. Jake Gray just ushering him away, just trying to convince him just to not get himself further in trouble. Dan Wishart is saying apparently Ben Seymour needs to come off. The member of coaching staff is jogging off the pitch. A few waves of goodbye towards him.
Seems perhaps a hamstring issue.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Ben Seymour, scorer of both of Hampton and Richmond's goals this afternoon, and well, hamstring injuries can be unpredictable. Alfie Whittingham is going to come on in his place, and let's just hope for Ben Seymour that's not going to be a lengthy absence. It's just it's cramp more than anything, hopefully, but we'll see what that is in due course.
During that stoppage, we had Dan Wishart. He was pointing to his head, telling his fellow defenders to, stay smart, stay in it. See if hope they can close out the game here.
Yeah, we have actually played 91.5 minutes. We still don't know how many minutes are going to be.
4 minutes added on.
Oh, 4 added minutes at the end of this game. I'm sure that's going to be 4 minutes from now rather than 4 minutes from when we actually reached the 90-minute mark, because there was quite a lot going on with the red card. Oh, now here's Anna Fawos on the edge of the box. He has a chance to get a shot away. Good defending there by Jason Pope. Plays it back to Harris, who plays it long. Bit of a collision off the ball between Marlon Jackson and Dan Wishart. Play does continue.
Go on, Alf.
Alfie Whittingham, he knows how to run. He's done well to close down the Weston-Super-Mare defenders there. But the away side have it back with Morton.
After a somewhat quiet second half, this is
it's a fiery ending.
Quite the way to end it.
Yeah, it's a through ball. Oh, there's a bit of confusion at the back between Desbois and Revan.
Oh.
And there was a collision between Ruben Reed and Desbois. I don't think that was actually enough for a penalty to be awarded.
Ruben Reed disagrees.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
So do the Weston-Super-Mare
Yeah,
coaches and players.
really big mix-up at the back, and Debois just tried to come out and claim it. And in just that last moment, Revan decided to try and clear, and Revan's got defended too. Again, it's the same situation here, but this time Adam Debois
No
gets
doubt.
there.
Just trying to make sure everyone's still paying attention. Get those heart rates up a little bit.
Weston-Super-Mare still on the ball now, and Beavers looking to drop back into their block and close out these final few minutes.
Yeah, there's I think about a minute has been played of stoppage time. Still 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond. Ball is now at the feet of Morton. He clips it outright to Pope. He plays it first time, too far in front of any of his teammates, so Dan Wishart is there to mop things up, and he launched it long towards Bloomfield, and he has Alfie Whittingham in support, and he uses him. Now here's Alfie Whittingham. There could be a chance for a third goal for Hampton Richmond. It is 3-on-3. Alfie Whittingham just calmly making his way into the box. He's got Humphreys up against him. Oh, and it's a cross-come shot, which is palmed away by Harris. Hampton and Richmond still have the ball.
Oh my days.
Dan Wishart.
I'm not sure Lyle's going to be okay.
Heads it out left. Now it's Joshua Anafawo. Some space has opened up. Anafawo still has it, takes the shot, stings the hands of Harris.
We are technically at our minimum of 4 minutes, but I have a feeling we have quite some time to go from here.
Weston-Super-Mare on the inside Hampton Richmond box with Ruben Reed. Plays it back to Morton. Now Wilmot. And here's Bastin, takes a shot, well blocked by Fernandez, and then he passes it out to Alfie Whittingham, who can run into space. Don't be surprised if he aims for that corner flag, just like he did at against Hemel Hempstead 3 weeks ago. He's well tackled there by Humphreys, but has won himself a throw-in. And there it is, the end of the game. So there was a lot less stoppage time than we thought, but Hampton and Richmond have once again got themselves over the line. It's finished Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare 1. It's now 15 games unbeaten for Hampton and Richmond. You have to go all the way back to September since the last time we tasted defeat in any matches. It's quite a remarkable run. Mason Bloomfield is sprawled on the floor. He is absolutely shattered. A fantastic shift from him this afternoon, but the hero this afternoon is Ben Seymour. He scored both of our goals. He opened the scoring in somewhat controversial fashion on 7 minutes, volleying home. May have been hint of an offside in the build-up. The Weston-Super-Mare bench were furious. One of their coaches got yellow carded. He then got sent off towards the end of the game for some more dissent. Weston-Super-Mare, they gave a very good account of themselves. Rex Manning scoring their equalising goal, but then Ben Seymour tapping what turned out to be the winning goal after some great play by George Hunt and Jake Gray. Plenty of chances for both teams. Very nervy if you're from a Hampton and Richmond persuasion. But, as I said, Hampton and Richmond have once again got over the line. And, well, I don't know yet. I see you've got your scores up. We'll see what that does for the league table. But, yeah, Lyle, take it away with the scores from across the National League South.
Well, we've got a couple of games that are still just ticking over in extra time. But at the moment, Taunton and Tonbridge are locked at 1-1 apiece. Truro have beaten Havant and Waterlooville 1-0. Weymouth and Dover are still playing. It's 1-1 there. Slough are leading Aveley FC by 2-0. Game still underway. Bath have smashed Welling by 4-0. Chelmsford it's still going on, but it's now 2-0 against Torquay. 90 plus minutes played there, so that's a big result for us. St Albans have beaten Dartford 3-0. Yeovil have gone back to winning ways, beating Eastbourne 1-0. Farnborough have beaten Braintree 1-0. Hemel Hempstead are 2-0 up against Worthing, and Chippenham are in Maidstone, leading Maidstone by 1-0, and that game is still underway. So currently, as it stands, with that Torquay game, they're in a 2-0 deficit, and surely they're not going to turn around in the 90th minute. So that would take us, as of right now, into second place in the league on 42 points, still 8 behind Yeovil, but that gives us a 2-point cushion ahead of Torquay and Maidstone in 3rd and 4th respectively.
Well, that is not too bad. Well, before we started our 15-match unbeaten run, we were in the relegation zone and things were looking a bit desperate. We were thinking, well, maybe the season's not going to be as we thought it might have, but alas, we stuck to, we kept the faith in Mel Gwinnett, and now we are second going into Christmas. So Lyle, Julie, I'd like to thank you for your punditry, especially during what was a very nervy second half for Hampton and Richmond. And, well, we can spread the Christmas cheer at the Bev. It's finished Hampton and Richmond 2, Weston-Super-Mare. Goodbye and Merry Christmas.